What's up, rollies?
It's the Band's fam.
We are back with another video. So today we are doing a reaction video. It's kind of different. It was off of an Instagram clip. It's more of like just thoughts and opinions.
Yes. Anyway, to get into the topic, I am scrolling down my Instagram last night. Well, our Instagram feed. Make sure you follow us, ClarenceNYC. And this clip pops up from the royal family.
So before we even get into this, we got to start out by letting y'all know, one, we are fans of Clarence and Queen. Two, this video is not intended to bash them or anything like that.
Nope, it's just our thoughts and opinions on this particular clip. Yes. Not on their whole life or who they are as people. None of that. On this particular clip.
So also, we do know that blending families can be challenging. So, you know, people live how they live and shit goes how it goes. We just wanted to, you know, express our thoughts and ask for your opinion and see how y'all thought about it. So
especially because we've actually had quite a few people ask us about blended families, and like how we blended our family. So I felt like that was fitting to have a conversation about blending families.
Yes.
So when I'm scrolling down and I see the video, and at first it's like, oh, because baby CJ runs up and gives his leg a hug and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cute. They're starting to bond. Because I personally haven't seen in any of their videos where they have really formed any kind of a bond. So I'm like, oh, cute, they're forming a bond. And so then I watched the whole video. Then I watched it again. And then I had to watch it again because I'm like, am I missing some? Like, is there a piece of this that I don't see? Like, what? Like, really trying to comprehend, like, what is going on in the video. And so I look over at baby and I'm like, my exact words were, did you see this shit? And that just wouldn't work for me. And so she's like, let me see. So I give her the phone. So I watch it and I'm watching and I'm like, oh, that's tight. They're vibing, whatever, cool. And then I noticed that Clarence is just kind of like not interested. And he kind of, I'm not going to be dramatic, but it was kind of like a little jug with the knee and a little point to the security, like, get this nigga. Like, he was treated like he was a groupie or a fan or somebody. Like, that is the mother of your child's child. So it kind of just caught me like off guard a little bit to see that, because I move a little differently. Me, I would have picked the child up. I would have picked the child up, or I would have grabbed the child's hand and continued to do whatever it was that I was doing on stage. You know, I don't like to just state my opinion and not have the whole story. So we pulled up this clip also. You do see him talking to baby CJ. And what I noticed, what stood out to me most, was Patty interacting with the child like a child. And entertaining the kid like, you know, like adults do. You entertain a child. So anyway, people are all commenting under their picture like, oh, so cute, oh, heart eyes, this is so cute, this is so cute. And me and baby trying to figure out if they had watched the whole clip before they started talking about how cute it was. And so we were like, I'm confused with the thinking face. It would have been an awe moment, but he ain't picked the kid up. Did everyone miss how he treated CJ like a fan and told security to get him? So of course, Royalty Squad came after us low-key and was like talking shit. Most of who are kids themselves. Yeah, they need to be picked up too. They don't have any children. They know nothing about kids. Blending families or anything like that. So what their excuse was that baby CJ was scared. Well, if he was scared, in my opinion, that's all the more reason to pick the baby up. Yes. Grab his hand. Yes. You see when he interacted with Patty, Patty grabbed his hand and said,
I just was like, yo, CJ in the building. Yo.
Acknowledge the child. Yes. I don't know. I just feel like there was a better way to interact at that moment. And so the response that we got back from the royal family page was, you thinking way too hard about it. So our question to y'all is, are we thinking way too hard about it? Or was there a different interaction that could have went down at that moment? And I mean, obviously, like, we recognize that he's in the middle of working, or like he's busy. Like, we get that, and we get that there's like a time and a place for everything. But at the same time, it was like, as long as it took you to turn around, jig your knee, and point at the security guard to get baby CJ off of you, you very easily could have bent down like you did in the second clip and was just like, hey man, just walk around the stage, I'll play with you after. Hey man, go over there. Hey, go with him. Like, there's just different ways to handle that than like get him, I feel like. Yeah, I just naturally, I would have picked him up. He could have walked and continued to be attractive with CJ in his arms. He could have grabbed his hand and continued to do what he was doing with CJ's hand in his hand. So I don't think him being scared is really an excuse, because if he was scared, that makes the situation look even worse, in my opinion.
I don't think so either. My thing too though, like looking at it from the perspective of a mother who came into a relationship with a child already who was about baby CJ's age, it was extremely important for me to know that my child and the partner that I was going to be with would have a bond, and not like a forced bond or like an ingenuine bond that was like there to like try to make me feel good about it or anything. Like, it needed to be like a genuine bond that takes time. At this point, I feel like there's been enough time for them to have formed some kind of a bond to where like baby CJ can be read, and to a certain extent, like, you know how to handle kids after you know a child. So it's like, you know what to say to him, you know how many, like, you know what I mean, like, you know, to be like, hey man, I'm gonna play basketball with you after this, go stand over there, like, hey man, just walk back and forth on the stage. You know how to do that because you know a child after you've been around a child for so long. And I guess, like, looking at their situation now, my concern as a mother would be, how are things between them two going to be when this new little boy comes? Like, when your actual child is here and like you're interacting with your child, and like my child still wants your attention, and like my child loves you because I love you, and like they want some acknowledgement and some attention. I don't think that situation would have been handled that way if that was his own child. I just don't.
So we're curious to know what y'all think. Do y'all think if that was baby Legend, that he would have been shooed off to the security guard like that? You think he would have been picked up? You think he handled the situation with baby CJ? I don't want to say correctly, because there's not a correct way, and we get that. And all relationships form in a different way.
Yes.
We don't know how they interact.
A different amount of time.
We don't know how they interact off camera. We don't.
I wouldn't feel okay about that. That would make me mad.
Me personally, I would have picked the child up, and it wouldn't have been a situation. I would have held him. And even in the comments, people are like, oh, he's big enough to walk. He's not a baby. Y'all are reaching. The only person that was reaching was baby CJ. That's
the only person that reached back was the security guard.
Yeah, I mean, Patty. Shout out to Patty. I seen him. He was over there interacting with the child like a child should be interacted with. And like she said, I get that Clarence is working. I get that he's busy or whatever. But like, this is in some form your child now.
It is your child now, basically. Like, you decided to start a family with the woman who had a child, so that's your kid.
Us, particularly, we don't do the step siblings, we don't do step parents, we don't do the half, all that stuff. We don't do that.
We'll do none of that.
And that's our choice.
And it matters how a child feels in the home, and it matters that a child feels like they're a part of the whole family and
accepted or wanted. And so let's talk about it. Let's discuss it, and write your comments down below. Let's be adults. Let's have an adult discussion. We can go back and forth. We can agree to disagree.
Yes, and we're open to other perspectives too. It's not like we're just like, this is what it is, and this, like, that's not how we feel about it. It's just our opinion as adults of what it looked like and how we would feel about it.
The first question is,
if this had been your child, would Clarence's response to baby CJ be okay with you?
All right, the second one is, if you were Clarence, would you have responded in the same way that he did? And the third question
is, if baby CJ was his biological son, would he have responded the same way? Do you think he would have responded the same way? So nobody knows but him, I guess.
Nobody knows. So drop your answers, questions, comments, concerns, opinions, whatever, and I holla.